It's time for Making Megavisions podcast. Hey everybody, I am Rob Duenas, aka Sketchcraft. What's up? What's up? Hey, so good news. I am complete on Megavisions issue 7. Took long enough, didn't it? Didn't it? Anyhow, it's what it's like when, you invent something new. It takes a little bit to get going. But the good news is I am done with the issue. This right here you're looking at is the cover, and then on the left is the back cover. I have sent it off to be copy edited to our copy editor Graham, and they're going to drop in some final text over here because I don't need that while I'm doing my design stuff, so that'll be more text. Let's go over a few things here. So a couple things I added was I made up some new characters, some mascots for the book, which I put on the back side here. And the goal with these characters are in issue 8 to start like a little mini comic. And I don't think these characters will represent the magazine forever. I'm thinking the idea now is that I'll do like a mini comic, and then when that completes, then we'll have new mascots, when there's a new comic kind of thing. So this is literally it was like the first thing I drew with these characters. So I do have a version 2, but I will save that for whenever the webcomic is. Again, the goal is to start the mini comic with the next issue, but if I need the time to start it the issue after, then I will. But that's the goal right now. So I can also say I added a cover gallery with the previous 6 issues, and then what we'll do here moving forward is I will just rotate this out. So issue 1 will go back, and then it'll be issue 7, and then issue 8, and so we'll just have the last 6 covers here moving forward. So, and then this is the Burning Rangers cover art. So, yay, drew this all live on the stream. That's completely done. And then if you go and open the book, you will see this is the contents. That's going to be dropped in by Graham. Kind of zoom in there. And then I put the line art, and this is the Burning Rangers layout for the cover story. So bada bing, bada boom, all this text is just dummy text. It's not real text. So if you're reading it going, why is it talking about Virtua Fighter and Power Stone? It's because that's dummy text. I just use it to basically show Graham how I want it colored, and then when he drops in the final text, he just recolors the pieces like so. There we go. Also, I made a dev blog. This will be in the back of the issue, and this is, it's not so much a tutorial, it's more of a development blog on how I made the piece and some of my thoughts and little art tips and stuff. So, and that runs about 3 pages. So, and this page will be the back cover, which is the credits. That'll be the credits page. So, and you can see I branded this just like the channel. So I got my little Sketchcraft drawings in here. Nice little plug. And so, yeah. And I wrote all that text. So, and you could see with the cover, we got just a few work in progress pieces. So, perhaps with the next issue, if we got the space, I might be able to expand this to 4 pages, so I can kind of cover the coloring of the cover a little bit more. But other than that, looks pretty good. So, what's the goal moving forward? The goal moving forward is Graham copy edits it. It gets kicked to me for one final pass at looking at everything, and then it gets printed and shipped to you, the backers, the patrons. So, and then we got a pre-production meeting in December, and I am scheduled to go in production in January on issue 8, and that should take me a full month. So the question is whether, I think initially we plan on doing 6 issues a year, but I told them based on how we're moving right now, four a year until we get it going. And if we can't sort of meet those deadlines, we'll take it down to 3. But don't get all worried about that, folks. It's just I've done this a couple times now, especially in launching magazines. And what kind of happens is that most places, when they launch a magazine, they get really excited about producing a bunch of content, and that content ends up sucking. And so what I'm focused on here is that the content and the visuals and everything is good, and we just get consistent at making that and then get better at making that and then increase productivity as confidence and the creative side sort of worked out. And I sort of feel like right now we're in the 70 to 75% version of how I wanted this book to look in my head, how I saw it in my head. So when I first conjured up the look of this, and what I have to do now is I need at least a year or so to incrementally improve spots. So adding in some creative stuff like a comic, and then perhaps taking things like these, see these areas here for the cover. My goal is that this will feature custom art. It doesn't have to be super crazy, like a full illustration, but like one of those little egg guys drawn in like my scribbly style, which is how I drew these characters. Being able to put that, if not in every layout, most layouts, so we can add more artwork per magazine, per issue, and then also streamlining some of these layouts and just giving every section of the magazine its own unique look, and then step and repeat, step and repeat. So guys over Megavisions, they're incredibly supportive and they get that. So you all should feel really, really, really good about it, because I gotta tell you, it's a rarity working with folks that when I say, hey, we should take the time to do this, but be consistent, they generally go, yeah, but can we get it done Monday? And you know, so this was a little bit of legwork, this one, getting this one out. A lot of refinements from the E3 preview to this. We doubled the page count, so the E3 was 32 pages, this is 64, which is the final page count for a while. Lots of modifications of this back cover, trimming down and simplifying some of the design, adding extra things like the cover story. See these little loop, I call these loop corners, adding custom art here, like that right there is the American Saturn, that's the some of the Japanese Saturn stuff. And then the next issue we're going to do a Saturn game for the cover, so I don't have to do loop corners next issue, but issue 9 we'll have like a Genesis and then a Master System every issue, so I can add in every other issue, so I can add in a custom loop corner per system. So every time we do a cover story featuring a system, I already have these art assets done, and I can just drop in some new like case art or something there to make it fun and obviously change the lighting. So just we're building it, folks. You know, one iteration at a time, But I'm very, very pleased with this. This looks the most like a game magazine. This looks most like how I wanted any magazine I ever designed to look. And we're getting there. We're only about 70 to 75% there. It's going to be a fun year, folks. That's it. That's all I got. So if you got any questions or comments, leave them below. If you'd like to support the Patreon, it's patreon.com/Megavisions. I put all these making enough stuff there as well. And we're going to get this issue out, and then I will start the Making Megavisions podcast again in December, or no, in January. So the next Making Megavisions podcast will be in January. Maybe when I get a physical copy of this, we'll do a review. Huh? Maybe that's what we'll do. You all have a great freaking day, people. I really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting everything. Look to make issue 8. See you on the other side. Talk to you later. Sketchcraft is out. Peace, everybody.